Hey, it's Dad Random here, and I've got something to show you that, once again, from a serious point of view, is something we all have to somehow face in our lives, and that's personal mobility. Personal mobility is serious business, and you don't really understand how important it is until you lose your mobility. And I've actually done several products in the last 2 years that have kind of addressed that issue. And I want to show you another one today. This one is a huge step forward in the other products I've showed you. Most everything I've showed you before had 4 wheels, and it was limited in really what it can do. This one is truly a next level product, so I'm going to show it to you. Check it out. This is the first time I've seen it, so. All right, okay, so here's the box. Now, this company, I did a little research on this company, and the company is called Curtum. Curtum is a company that manufactures office chairs. And this actually makes a ton of sense, that they would create a product and then add some technology to it, because their chairs are amazing. So, Curtum has a reputable name. Now let's check it out. Let's see this. Now this thing is about, it says net weight 68 pounds. So you're looking to, when it's all done, this thing is supposed to be completely assembled, be able to lift 68 pounds. Now, I guess 2 people can do it, one person, it just depends on the loading method. But today we're just gonna check it out really quick. I want you to see it. I wanna see it for the first time. But real quick, let's look at this charger. So there's your typical AC charger, and then let's see what its wattage is. All right, 2 amps. What does that mean for you? 2 amps gives it a little more aggressive charge. A lot of these battery operated devices are 1.5 amps. They're really worried about, the slower trickle chargers are safer. 2 amps is right at I would say the midway. It's 29.4 volts. So it's a low volt system. That means it's going to run at a slower speed, but a little more power. Let's see, unfolding. There we go. That there. Remember, I haven't read any instructions, and there it is right there. And then I've got a seat. Wow, it's got a seat belt. That gives you an idea the level of protection this thing is. So if you notice on this image, there's 2 motors. There's 2 rear drive motors. So they're going to work independently. That allows you to 360-degree turns, and that's really what I'm interested in. So this one has a single battery, as it's seeing in the image. Charge port is up here by the controller. But this is the padded seats. I guess you could easily clean this. I think it's important that this type of padding here would be washable, user washable. All right, so looks really good. I think this is Velcro. And then there's the strap. Right, so wheelchair, just like that. I mean, so really on the back, I think one thing that would be nice is if you do have to help this person, you can push it manually. It's freewheeling. Let me just connect up its main power. All right, so on the back, there are 2 locking switches which lock each motor and differential. So this is a geared down motor. All right, so it's gonna have limited speed, but on the other hand, you gain power. These are made of die-cast material. This is a chair lock. say a locking, so this thing here needs to be locked into place. The seat does have springs, and then there is the optional seat belt. So pretty simple design, but very, very cool. So there's the locking rear differential. There is the lock. Make sure you have that locked when you have it. When you take it out. Wheelie bars. Do these adjust? Yep, they do. There's actually a right down here. There's actually a pin that comes out. Right, dead random. So a powered wheelchair by Curtum. All right. Guys, I chose this specifically because it was different. I chose this specifically because it was a different product. And I saw that something like this would have a much more unique need. I thought of something that would be a little bit more, have a little bit more maneuverability and a little bit more like width of safety and a little lower riding platform. So, all right, so let's get this thing charged up and then take you for a ride and look at its strengths. Hi, Dad Random here. And what I'm here to show you today is a personal mobility device right there by a chair company called Curtum. And Curtum decided that they would add their technological expertise to creating a personal, basically a personal mobility scooter. Now, this one is gonna be serving a different purpose than most of the low-cost scooters that you see. So some of the features this one has, it's completely foldable, collapsible. It comes ready to go. This one is a single battery version. They have a 2 battery version. Anti-tip wheels, so we've got a nice wide base. We've got a transmission unlock and lock, so you can freewheel. We've got a locking lever. We've got a spring-loaded seat. And let's take it apart a little bit. But this thing is joystick controlled. Now, what makes this very unique is how easy it is to operate. And this thing is supposedly all-terrain, and it also has a very nimble drive system. So this thing can literally spin in 360 degrees with no backing up. So it's really good. User-friendly, washable, all those things that make for a really great mobility device. So 500-watt rear motors, electronic parking. So once you park it, it locks electronically. We've got the 360 joystick. We've got on the joystick, you have multiple levels of speed. So I'll give you a close-up on that in just a little bit. Rear tires are pneumatic and very aggressive tread. Front are not. The front are solid, which is actually a good thing. This is supposed to be able to travel across all kinds of pavement, rocks, grass, muddy roads. It says it can go over speed bumps, city roads. It's good for all of those things. So that's some great stuff. 12-inch rear wheels. Let's see, we've got, it says dual shock absorption. It's got rear anti-tip wheels that are down here. We'll show you those. And this thing is truly collapsible. This thing will easily get into almost every vehicle that I could think of. So we'll demonstrate that, its foldability, and we'll unfold it in just a second. So that's it. That is pretty much most of the specs. This thing is 500 bucks. And what makes this, we got a rear pack. Oh, there we go. There's the instructions. I've been looking for the instructions. There we are. So here's my user manual right here. Cool. That's nice they did that. I just want to see if there's any other specs that we can look at in here. It can carry up to 330 pounds. This is, they say it's 57 pounds with a single battery. Let's see what else we've got in here. It says dual 250 watt motors. So each motor is 250. Let's look at the motor specs. 24 volt, 250 watt, 24 volt. Yep, so these are marked that way. Let's see, LEDs, yes, on the controller, nice ergonomic handle. The ergonomics on this is a really comfortable chair. That's for one thing. That's one thing I can tell you is that when you sit in here, it is nice and cozy. It is not an uncomfortable seat. So it would only make sense for a chair company to make something like this. So turn radius, 36 inches. So, and features and specs. Joystick control, 3.8 miles per hour. I mean, I'll get that question. I knew everybody would ask me that. This goes uncomfortably fast. Problem with something like this is when you get going fast, you're a lot of weight. So you and the chair, but it does have electronic speed. So when you reduce the power, it auto brakes. All right, let's look at it. Let's get a deep dive. Let's look close at it, okay? All right, it's time to unfold the chair. All right, so real quickly, drop down the footrest and then grab basically this metal part right here. This is a handrest, and just slowly fold it out, and then you hear a click. This is the area I was talking about, this plastic clip here, and this is your control wire, and that is your set screw to set the controller. Okay, so, and this doesn't need to be tightened that much. I would say just snug it up. You've got pockets. These are zipper pockets. So these can be zippered and access through the inside or the outside. There are your springs right there. That allows for some flexibility in the movement. And you can see your tires, inflation, your locking levers. This means that you can push it freely. This means that it's unlocked. Mud guards. And probably one of the more interesting things you don't have on other ones is you do have a seatbelt. Now you'll say, why a seatbelt? Well, some people have trouble like keeping themselves vertical, and this would allow that. So, so this product is geared towards someone that has more serious impairment. So you do have that option. You can always fold it away. It doesn't mean that you have to use it. You can always fold it away and set it back. The other thing I like about it is the seat cushion comes out. Okay, has Velcro on the bottom. And yes, you can take the foam out and wash it. Okay, so that's another really important thing about this. You can, their bottom straps are adjustable. So there are Velcros on the bottom. And let's see, we can go in there. You just set that in there. And that's pretty much it. This is probably the easiest setup I've ever had when it comes to something like this. Okay, controller. All right, okay, to start it up, basically you hold down on the power button.
Using smart wheelchair.
And these are your speed adjustments. You've got a horn. And you can also turn the sound off so you don't have to hear it, okay? You'll notice that when you do go in reverse, it likes to, when you do go in reverse, it likes to talk to you. And it's important that people do know that you're in reverse, but sometimes, you know, it gets a little bit obnoxious. But other than that, it's really nice. There is that is your battery meter right there. You can see it's got, each of the dots is a percentage. So 25% one dot, all the way up to 100%. So there you go. So it's basically got a 75% charge. There are your speed adjustments up to 5 dots, and it does move at 5 dots, okay? Down to 1, and then there's your sound, your warning sound, right? SOS.
Help, please.
That's kind of cool.
Please.
So a little bit of peace of mind right there. I think that's kind of cool, huh? If you lack the ability to ask for help, that is going to tell you, hey, give me some help. That is really cool. So truly a really nice product. I'm very, you know, I'm always happy with it. Now, the only thing I can say is this wire here, there's got to be a clip somewhere. I'm still looking for it for this power wire. So this should be tidied up a little bit. That's a place that it can be hooked from. But there's your battery down below there, your battery specs. And I don't know if I can get a look at the battery specs here really quick. I always like to get an image of it. Let's see, 29.4 volts, 2 amp current input, 288 watt hours, okay? 288 watt hours, so, and at 2 amps, it basically will take about 3 hours to charge. So there's a close-up on the wheel. And you can see those red springs show you all the points of vibration dampening. And there's we can take off our reflector strips. So there we go, and to shut it off, basically.
Thanks for using.
There we go. Right, dead random. For Curtum.